What's good? What up? Giants talk, middle of February, post Valentine's Day. What up? As usual, it's your boy, Big Fist, the hardest voice of sports, the muscle of the Giants community. I'm checking in with y'all, man. What up? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the vibes. Y'all come on in here, spam them FUs, hit that like button. Y'all know the drill when y'all coming to my live streams, man. So y'all go ahead and work on that. What's good? I really do love these afternoon streams. You know what I'm saying? I got all my energy in the afternoon. I got all my energy. I be raring to go in the afternoons, man. What up? How y'all feeling out there? We definitely got some things to talk about today. Primarily the draft. Because Joe Schoen wants the best available. And I'm glad he clarified that. Because we've been we've really been talking. We've been talking in the dark since we hired Joe Schoen. We really didn't know what type of time he's on. Is he more of a Jerry Reese, take the best available, or is he going to draft for need? So it was nice of Joe Schoen to make a public appearance and let us know that he wants the best available. So we definitely got to break this down. We got to break down. We got to break this down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that. Once again, this is my first stream since the Super Bowl, so congratulations to Odell Beckham Jr. one more time. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to OBJ. It was nice to see a Giant get a ring. It was nice to see a Giant get a ring, man. I just hope John Demira has learned his lesson, because we got Kadarius Toney, and they be treating Kadarius Toney like he's a problem child. You know what I'm saying? They been they side-eye him the way they was side-eyeing Odell. So I hope John Mara learned his lesson and don't do Kadarius Toney the way he did OBJ. I hope John Mara learned his lesson, because we got another young star wide receiver in the making in Kadarius Toney, and he needs to be treated as such. I never want to hear anybody say, "Oh, we can't win with that guy. We can't win with that guy." Hey, how are you better off without that kind of talent? When we traded Odell, he was one of the 5 best receivers on the planet. How do you trade a top 5 player at his position and say you got better? Like, I don't get it. And you know what? Because I want to wait for more y'all to get in here before I talk about the draft, because this whole stream is going to be about the draft. But I just want more y'all to come on up in here. Remember, when you come on in here, you spam that FU, you hit that like button. You know the vibes when you coming to my stream. But the thing is, are we going to keep Dexter Lawrence? Is Joe Schoen going to keep Dexter Lawrence? Like, is Dexter Lawrence going to get a 5th-year option? Are we bringing back Jabril Peppers? What exactly did we get for OBJ? I know we're not bringing back Jose Jimenez. Because let's break down what we got for Odell Beckham, right? So for Odell Beckham Jr., we got Jose Jimenez, we got Dexter Lawrence, and Jabril Peppers. That's what we got for OBJ. Will any of those players be on the 2022 Giants? I just want to know. Or are any of those players 3 years later, or is it 2 years later? Hold on. We traded Odell Beckham the 2019. Odell Beckham played 1, 2. He had 1. So 3 years ago, we traded Odell Beckham 3 years ago, right? So 3 years later, are any of those players from that Odell Beckham team going to be on the roster? That's all I want to know. Are any of them going to be on the roster? Because remember, we took Daniel Jones with the 6th pick. We took Daniel Jones with our pick. Daniel Jones was our pick. The 6th pick in the draft was our pick. We got the 17th pick from Cleveland. Dexter Lawrence was the Cleveland pick. Is he going to be on the roster next season? I don't think we're bringing back Jabril Peppers, man. I know we're not bringing back Jose Jimenez. So what do we trade Odell Beckham for? On a week where Odell Beckham is a Super Bowl champion, what did the Giants trade for him? What do we get in return? Because the Giants said we can't win with Odell. The Giants said Odell Beckham was the problem. Well, what do we get back in return? Why haven't we won since we let Odell Beckham go? Like, what do we accomplish? What do we accomplish? I'm disappointed, man. Like, straight up, I'm disappointed. I can't even like. I I'm just like it's weird. It's like when you think breaking it down right now. You said, why do I care about Odell Beckham? I care about Odell Beckham because I believe I believe that trade set this franchise back. I truly believe trading Odell Beckham Jr. ruined the franchise because if you look at it, right, we trade Odell Beckham Jr. We just gave him $90 million. Like, let's really look at the ripple effect of the Odell Beckham trade for a second. You trade Odell Beckham Jr. You draft a wide receiver. You then draft a quarterback. You draft a quarterback in Daniel Jones right after you trade Odell Beckham Jr. So let me ask you a question. How much better would Daniel Jones be if he had Odell Beckham since his rookie year? The best thing Daniel Jones does is throw a deep ball, right? That's the best thing Daniel Jones does is throw the deep ball, right? How much better would Daniel Jones have been since from day one if we kept Odell Beckham Jr.? The Giants, since trading Odell Beckham Jr., wasted $50 million on Golden Tate. Let's not forget about Golden Tate. We wasted money on Golden Tate. We drafted Kadarius Toney instead of drafting Micah Parsons or Rashawn Slater. And then we gave Golladay $70 million. So we have one of the worst offensive lines in football, right? So when you say, why do you care about the Odell Beckham trade? Well, maybe if we didn't trade Odell Beckham, we wouldn't have a $70 million receiver. We'd have a $70 million offensive lineman. Maybe if we didn't trade Odell Beckham Jr., we wouldn't need a Kadarius Toney. We could have drafted Rashawn Slater or Micah Parsons. It's the trickle-down effect of getting rid of Odell. Getting rid of Odell kind of it dictated the direction that the franchise would have to go the next couple years because you have to get Daniel Jones weapons. You have to fix the offense. It's just and now you got now you got Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley ain't been good since we got rid of freaking Odell Beckham Jr. And no, AB, $70 million for an offensive lineman actually makes sense. What do you think we're gonna give Andrew Thomas in another couple years? If Andrew Thomas continues to play the way he's playing, $70 million is gonna be about what he's gonna get paid. What like when you're let me ask y'all a question. If defensive ends are getting 20 to 30 million a year, why wouldn't you pay a tackle $20 to $30 million a year? Like, really think about that. If the Khalil Macks and Aaron Donalds are going to be getting $25 million a year, why shouldn't an offensive tackle ask for $20 million a year? I mean, really think about that for a second. If you're going to pay Myles Garrett's, the Khalil Macks, the Aaron Donalds, all those elite pass rushers, if an elite pass rusher wants $25 million a year, maybe even 30 for Aaron Donald because he wants a contract extension, why wouldn't you pay an offensive tackle $20 million? You feel me? Like, why wouldn't you give an offensive tackle? The offensive tackle needs to get paid just as much as that pass rusher because he's got to block that pass rusher. Shout out to my man Slipback for the first super chat of the day. I appreciate you, Slipback. Slipback says, yo, Fisk, I'm telling you, you got to react to Fresh and Fit. They had an old head that was on this week who got into a fight with a hood chick. Yo, I think somebody sent me that clip on Twitter. Now, that clip was funny, man. Look, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. On my other channel, I'm just going to do the draft content that I don't put on here. Most of my draft content, Slickback, is going to be on my Giants channel. So, because now that I know Joe Schoen, which we're about to get into now, we 10 minutes into the stream. It's time to get into the Joe Schoen draft talk. But now that I know I can break down safeties and edge rushers on the and actually know we have a chance at drafting them, I'm gonna put a lot of that content on my Giants channel. But nobody clicks my reaction videos, Slickback. There's no point me doing a reaction. Nobody clicks my reaction videos on the other channel. But yo, we got 80 people in here, man. Hit that like button. Let's run these likes up early, man. Smash that like button. Y'all know the vibes, man. We got 80 people in here, man. Smash that like button. Run these likes up. What y'all doing, man? Run these likes up. So we can get into that draft talk, man. Run these likes up. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking draft till I got 50 likes. I can't have 80 people in here with 28 likes. I ain't speaking on the draft till I get at least 50 likes. Y'all ain't here bugging right now. I ain't speaking on the draft till we get at least 50 likes. I feel insulted right now. I'm feeling salty, man. Y'all gotta run that like button up. Smash that like button. Y'all know the vibes, man. I'm feeling salty right now. But not like no, but here's the thing, right? The offensive line. Does anybody in the chat know how much money Jerry Jones gave to Tyron Smith? How much money was Tyron Smith making? Because didn't Tyron Smith get like a 7? No, hold on. Who's the best tackle in the league? The best tackle in the league is Trent Williams. And how much money did Trent Williams get? That's my question. Yeah. How much money did Trent Williams get in San Francisco? How much money did the 49ers pay Trent Williams? Like, who are the best tackles in the NFL? We got Trent Williams. We got Bakhtiari. How much is Bakhtiari getting paid in Green Bay? Like, how much of these tackles getting paid? Because I also want to talk about maybe Joe Schoen goes at the Terron Armstead, because I don't think the Saints are going to bring back Terron Armstead. So if the Giants free up 45 million in cap, who got 138 million? Who got 138 mil? Ronnie Staley got 100. Yes. I knew I wasn't tripping. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. Because I'm saying back, like, I know these tackles been getting paid, bro. I'm like, I know tackles been getting paid. I knew I wasn't tripping. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't bugging. Because I'm honest, I know these tackles is getting a bag out here, bro. I was like, I know tackles is getting at least 20 million a year at this point. I know tackles has got to be getting at least 20 a year. They got to be. Because didn't the Chiefs pay 70 for a guard? Didn't the Chiefs give Tooney, remember the Joe Tooney from the Patriots? Didn't the Chiefs give him like $60-70 million contract? So if a guard is making 15-16 million a year, the tackle gotta get at least 20. Your tackle gotta get at least 20. So if Andrew Thomas continues to play as good as he's playing, in 2 years, Andrew Thomas gonna get at least 22, 23. At least at the pace Andrew Thomas is on. So yeah, back to what I was saying though. What if Joe Schoen wants to fix the offensive line in free agency, right? So if Joe Schoen wants to free up 40 million in cap, like, let's break this down for a second. So Joe Schoen frees up $40 million in cap. He can't take 20 of that and give it to Armstead. He can't take 20 of that and give it to Armstead. He can't take 17 of that and give it to Brandon Shreve from Washington, the Pro Bowl guard from Washington. What if he can do some damage on the offensive line in free agency? What if Joe Schoen says, you know what? I'm looking at Thibodeaux. I'm looking at Kyle Hamilton. Why don't I just go ahead and take care of the offensive line of free agency so I can get one of these stud defensive players? What if that's what he's thinking? What if that's what he's thinking? I mean, that's what I would do. Like, the more I really sit down and think about it, the more I'm sitting back like, you know what? If I was in Joe Schoen's shoes and I had to fix the offensive line, like, I knew I had to fix the offensive line, and I know I have a bona fide left tackle, because we all know Andrew Thomas is he's the best player on our team. Him and Daniel Jones are like the best players on our team. So it's like, my whole thing is this. You have the left tackle. The left tackle's the hardest part. So Joe Schoen says, you know what? I have my left tackle. My left tackle's intact. Why not draft Kayvon Thibodeaux with the 5th pick? Why not go for Kyle Hamilton with the 5th pick? I'm just saying that might be what he's thinking. I'm not saying that's what I would do, but if he's talking about best available, because y'all got to understand, right? The Giants have a left tackle. So why would you take the 5th pick to take a right tackle? Is that positional value? Where are my draft experts out here? Because I know we got some draft heads in the chat. There's got to be at least 5 of y'all in the chat that like care about positional value, right? So what is the positional value of a right tackle? Because wasn't that the biggest beef for Saquon Barkley? Wasn't that the biggest beef for Saquon Barkley? Is how can you take a running back with the 2nd pick in the draft? Or how can you take remember with Quentin Nelson, everybody killed the Colts for taking a guard in the top 5. Remember when the Colts got killed for taking a guard in the top 5? So my whole thing is like, where are we at with positional value when it comes to taking a right tackle with the 5th pick in the draft? Where are we at with that? Where are we at with that? Because I know that Tristan Wirfs, didn't Tampa Bay have like a 15, the 14th for the 15th pick when they took Tristan Wirfs? Tampa Bay didn't take Tristan Wirfs in the top 5 because Tampa Bay didn't have a top 5. Tampa Bay was like, what, 9-7 before Brady got there? Or were they 7-9 when Brady got there? So they didn't take Tristan Wirfs. They didn't take Tristan Wirfs in the top 10. I know that. No, the Bengals have the worst line in the league. Like I've watched Giants quarterbacks have time and just do dumb stuff. The Bengals have the worst offensive line in the league. At least the Giants got Andrew Thomas. Like the Bengals have the worst offensive line in the league, bro. Like the Bengals have their offensive line is terrible. The Giants line is bad, but the Bengals offensive line, Daniel Jones ain't never get sacked 9 times in a game, bro. Daniel Jones ain't never get sacked 9 times in a game, bro. Even Mike Glennon's sorry tail never got sacked 9 times in a game, man. The Giants do not have a worse offensive line than the Bengals. We're not going to do that. We're not going to get disrespectful. All right, we're not going to get that disrespectful. All right, this dude Joe Burrow out here getting sick. He got sacked 7 times in the Super Bowl. He got sacked 7 times in the Super Bowl, bro. How was that even possible? So let me get it straight. He played 4 games. Let this sink in. Joe Burrow played 4 playoff games. And in just 2 of them, he got sacked 16 times in 2 games, bro. He got sacked 16 times in 2 games. 2. So nah, man. Look, I know the Giants line is bad. The Giants line is bad. We're not gonna take it off the hook. But we're not gonna say it's Bengal bad. Bengals line is next level trash, bro. The Bengals line is just next level trash. We only gave up 38 sacks. Yeah, there ain't nothing to talk about. Shout out to Jamil the King, man. Jamil the King, I appreciate that. So the Bengals gave up 70 sacks. The Giants only gave up 38. Let that sink in. The Bengals gave up 70 sacks. The Giants only gave up 38. So I know the Giants line is trash, but at least it ain't the Bengals. The Bengals line is horrible. The Bengals line is beyond bad, bro. So what I'm saying is like, yo, if Joe Schoen wants to go defense at 5, can we really get mad at him? So let me ask everybody in the chat right now. Let me ask y'all in the chat right now. Because this is going to be so let me ask y'all a question. I want you to put O for offense, D for defense. All right, everybody in the chat, get ready. I want you to put O for offense and D for defense. If you can have Micah Parsons or Rashawn Slater right now, If you could have Mekhi Parsons and Rashawn Slater right now, who would you pick? Pick O for offense, D for defense. I want to know. If you can plug in one of those players on the Giants right now, who would you pick? Put O for offense, D for defense. Do you want Slater or do you want Mekhi Parsons? You want Rashawn Slater or Parsons? Who you want? I'm curious to see what y'all think right now. Okay. So most of y'all are picking defense, right? Okay. So if most of y'all say you want Mekhi Parsons over Rashawn Slater, then how can you get mad if we take Thibodeaux over Evan Neal? So if we draft Thibodeaux over Evan Neal, y'all can't be mad then. But how do we know? How do you know Thibodeaux wasn't Parsons though? We didn't even Parsons wasn't even bro. Parsons was drafted as a middle linebacker. Nobody knew Parsons was going to be Parsons. He was drafted as a middle linebacker. He got drafted as a middle linebacker. They put him at edge rusher because somebody got hurt. They put him by edge rusher by mistake. They put him at edge rusher by mistake. So what I'm saying is, y'all don't know if Thibodeaux. You can't say Thibodeaux isn't going to be Mekhi Parsons. You can't say that. You can't say that. You don't know. Y'all don't know that. We can get Thibodeaux, and he might mess around, get 12, 13, 14 sacks his rookie season. Because remember, Thibodeaux was, before Aiden Hutchinson went on that playoff run, Thibodeaux was projected to be the number one pick in the draft. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's not act like Thibodeaux wasn't projected to be the number one pick in the draft before Aiden Hutchinson went on that playoff run. Like, Aiden Hutchinson got hot towards the end of the season, but Thibodeaux was the guy all year long. So you can't sit here and say that Thibodeaux isn't going to be as good as Parsons. You just don't know. He could be. So what I'm saying is, like, if you're going to take Mekhi Parsons over Rashawn Slater, why wouldn't you take Thibodeaux over Evan Neal? That's all I'm saying. It's the same decision because the Giants didn't know Mekhi Parsons was going to be what he was going to be. So if the Giants, okay, so let's go back to the draft. What do we have? The 11th pick? Did the Giants have 11 to 12? What do we have? 11 to 12. I forgot which pick we had. I don't know if we had the 11th pick or the 12th pick. So let's say we don't trade for Kadarius Toney. So if we don't trade with the Bears, so let's say we stand pat at 11. So the Giants stand pat at 11. And we got Rashawn Slater and we got Mekhi Parsons. You don't know Rashawn Slater is going to be good, and you don't know if Mekhi Parsons is going to be good. You got a linebacker and you got an offensive lineman. Those are your two choices. If you're gonna, if you know what I'm saying, nobody knew Parsons was gonna be that though. We thought Parsons was going to be a middle linebacker. They were comparing Parsons to Ray Lewis. Nobody compared him to LT in the draft. If y'all were comparing him to Von Miller or Lawrence Taylor, y'all were lying. Y'all are lying. Whoever thought Mekhi Parsons was gonna whoever was comparing Mekhi Parsons to Von Miller and Lawrence Taylor a year ago at the draft, you're a liar. Nobody said that. Everybody said Ray Lewis. He was supposed to be a Ray Lewis, Luke Kuechly type. That's what he was supposed to be. He was not supposed to be the best pass rusher in the league. Like, he wasn't supposed to be that. Like, listen, let me tell y'all something. If they thought Mekhi Parsons was going to be an edge rusher, y'all think he would have fell to the 11th pick to the Cowboys? Really, let's keep it $150. If the NFL and all their millionaire scouting departments, the NFL has millionaire scouting departments, do y'all really think that boy falls to the 11th pick if they thought he was going to be a dominant edge rusher? Like, really, if y'all really think he falls to the Cowboys, if those scouts thought he was going to be a dominant edge rusher? If we redid the draft today, I guarantee you that they'll take him over Trevor Lawrence. If the NFL knew that Mekhi Parsons had 20 sack upside, he would get drafted over Trevor Lawrence. Tell me I'm lying. Chat, I want a T for true and an F for false. If the Jacksonville Jaguars knew Micah Parsons would get 20 sacks, they would tell me they wouldn't take him over Trevor Lawrence. Tell me they wouldn't take him over Trevor Lawrence. There's no way a pass rusher that good doesn't go number one. It's not happening, bro. He's Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett went number one in the Mahomes and Deshaun Watson draft. Let that sink in. Myles Garrett was the first pick in the draft, not Mahomes, not Deshaun Watson, not Mitchell Trubisky. The number one pick in the draft was Myles Garrett. So why am I crazy for saying Micah Parsons will go over Trevor Lawrence? If the world knew Micah Parsons was this good, he's going over Trevor Lawrence. It's a fact. It's a fact. Myles Garrett went before Deshaun Watson, who just won a national championship, and Mahomes, who was throwing for 700 yards a game at Texas A&M. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, what we really talking about right now? Like, what are we really talking about? Shout out to Jamil the King, man. Jamil the King says, Fisk, we also don't know who will be available at 5. We don't, but I'm 99% sure edge rusher will be available at 5. Bro, Detroit and Houston are not passing on quarterbacks. Do not listen to these mock draft experts who have Detroit and Houston picking anything other than quarterbacks. Listen to me now. Heave my words. The Detroit Lions are not paying Jared Goff $35 million a year next season. They're not giving Jared Goff $35 million. And the Houston Texans are not going into the 2022 season with Davis Mills as their starting quarterback. I promise you that. I promise you that. The Detroit's not giving Goff $35 million, and there's no way Davis Mills is going to be the starter in Houston next season. It's not going to happen. Like, whoever thinks that Detroit and Houston aren't taking quarterbacks, you're bugging. You're bugging. So, Jamil, I'm 99% sure that that Thibodeaux will be there at 5. Thibodeaux will probably be there at 5. I'm almost guaranteeing you Thibodeaux will be there at 5. Almost guaranteeing it. Because here's the thing with the Jets, right? If the Jets don't draft Kyle Hamilton, they're probably going to take an offensive lineman. Because the Jets want Kyle Hamilton. The Jets aren't going to take Thibodeaux over Hamilton. They just aren't. The Jets want Hamilton. Shout out to Mark Stewart, though. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small business. I appreciate the 20, man. Mark Stewart says, if Thibodeaux falls to number 5, we get them ASAP. And I agree with that. See, here's the thing, too. Like I said, it's only February. It's only February, but we got to have these conversations. As Giants fans, we got to have these conversations because we don't know what we're going to do with free agency. Because the thing is this. Here's the thing. And Mark, I know you've been in here for the whole stream, so I'm going to repeat it again. I'm going to sound like a broken record. So get used to me. Get used to me saying this. All 180 y'all right now, I want y'all to get used to hearing me say this. Is right tackle more important than the edge rusher? Get used to me saying that. Is right tackle, not left tackle, not left. Here, listen to what I'm saying. Not left tackle. We have that. Is right tackle more important than the edge rusher? Get used to hearing me say that because that's the $1 million question. Is the right tackle position more important than the edge rusher? That's what I want to ask you. But here's the thing. If Joe Schoen is as good as they say he is, he shouldn't need the first round to fix the offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't need the first round to fix an offensive lineman. If Joe Schoen is as good as a drafter, is he's being hyped up to be, we have a second round pick and we have 2 third-round picks 2 third-round picks. He should be, and we have free agency. We got free agency. We got a 2nd-round pick. We got 2 third-round picks. And at 7, we could take a tackle at 7 too. But the thing is, I'm just saying in general, like, these are the conversations we gotta have, man. Yeah, yo, run them likes up, man. Let's get to 100 likes this stream, man. Run them likes up. So what I'm but Giants fans, let me ask you a question. So let's say let's just hypothetically say, right? Let's say somebody trades with the Jets. Let's say the Jets, let's say, I don't know, the Saints. Who needs a quarterback? The Saints need a quarterback. The Broncos need a quarterback. Let's say somebody trades up with the Jets to get a quarterback. Just bear with me for a second. What if 3 quarterbacks go in the top 5? What if 3 quarterbacks go in the top 5? Because you know somebody might trade up, right? So the Saints, the Steelers, the Broncos. So what if somebody trades up with the Jets to get a quarterback, right? Just bear with me. We got Neal, we got Kyle Hamilton on the board. If the Giants, not Evan Neal, we got Thibodeaux and Hamilton on the board. The Panthers are taking a quarterback. That's a fact. I know. I live in North Carolina. I promise you, they're taking a quarterback. There's no way Matt Rule's not taking a quarterback. Okay, if we take Thibodeaux at 5 and Hamilton's there at 7, will y'all hate Joe Schoen for not going offensive line in the first round? So if you got a choice right now, if we can have, I don't know, if we can have Cross and Linderbaum or Thibodeaux and Hamilton, what would y'all ever have? I want to know. Just put an O for offense, put a D for defense. If we can have Cross and Linderbaum, or we can have Thibodeaux and Neal, which one would y'all prefer? Put an O for offense, put a D for defense. We could have Thibodeaux and Hamilton, or we could have Cross and Linderbaum. What would y'all ever have? I mean, like, let's have these conversations. Let's really have these conversations right now. So all right, so here's what I think Joe Schoen should do. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record, man, because free agency don't start for 2 weeks. No, free agency starts a month from now, and the draft is 2 months from now. So you're gonna hear me say this a lot over the next 2 months. If Joe Schoen clears up $40 million in cap, half of the offensive line should be done. Half of the offensive line should be done. If Joe Schoen clears up $40 million in cap, the offensive line should be pretty much done in free agency. Am I wrong? Shout out to Daniel Knowles. Daniel Knowles says Thibs and trade down to 7th and get Linderbaum is a big win. I mean, we might trade back, but here's the thing though. I don't think the 7th pick is going to be the pick we trade back. If Joe Schoen trades back, it's going to be the 5th pick. So Daniel, I like where you're going with that, Daniel, but what you have to understand is whoever trades up is going to want a quarterback. When you trade into the top 10, you trade into the top 10 to get a quarterback. Carolina's drafting a quarterback at 6. So if a team is going to trade up with the Giants, they're going to trade up to get the 5th pick. You feel me? So if we trade back, we're going to trade the 5th pick because they're not going to want the 7th pick, because if you're trading, you're going to want to get ahead of Carolina to get your quarterback. If you want to get your quarterback, you're going to have to jump Carolina to get your quarterback, because Carolina's taking a quarterback at 6. So you're going to have to jump Carolina to get your quarterback. So if the Giants want to trade back, because Joe Schoen did say he wants as many bites at the apple as possible. So if Joe Schoen wants as many bites at the apple as possible, he would have to trade the 5th pick. The 7th pick isn't going to fetch him anything because Who's gonna trade into the first? Who are you trading into the first round pick to get with the 7th? Who are you trading up to get? Like the quarterbacks will be gone by then. So I'm just saying in general, if Joe Schoen wants the best available, that's probably gonna be Thibodeaux, and that'll probably be Kyle Hamilton. I'm just saying, bro. Like, yo, if we get, I'm a defensive guy, man. Like, I want to fix the offensive line, but yo, if Joe Schoen clears $40 million in cap, he better be spending that on an offensive lineman. How you gonna clear $40 million in cap and don't buy an offensive line? I mean, what are we really? Because didn't they build their line in Buffalo through free agency? Hey, yo, somebody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is an honest. This is an honest forum. If I'm wrong, let me know. I want the chat. Let me know. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But didn't Joe Schoen and Brandon Beane build that offensive line through the free agency and late round picks? Who's their high round pick in Buffalo? Who's the high draft pick on their offensive line in Buffalo? They don't have an Andrew Thomas or Tristan Wirth pick on their offensive line in Buffalo. They don't have that. They built that through late in the draft and free agency. So like, Joe Schoen really might go double defense in the first round. He really might take Thibodeaux, and if Evan Neal or a corner is there, he might take that at 7. Joe Schoen really might not want to draft an offensive line with the first 2 picks. He might not want to do that. He might not really want to do that. Shout out to Jay Will, though, man. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Wink Martindale, he likes to blitz with safeties and corners a lot. Edges don't get a lot of sacks in his scheme. Hamilton will fit his scheme more than KT. But free agency gonna, you know what? Hey, Jay Will, let me ask you a question. Jay Will. You being my resident Ravens fan, let me ask you a Wink Martindale question. And you know, I'm so happy he super chatted me that. This is an important super chat. Oh, you know why, Giants fans? The super chat that Jay Will just sent me is very important. You know why it's important that he sent me this super chat? It's important because what do we do with Jabril Peppers? If Wink Martindale really likes to blitz his safeties and his corners, then shouldn't we be trying to bring back Jabril Peppers? Do we franchise tag Jabril Peppers? Do we give Jabril Peppers a 1-year deal? So, Jay Will, my question to you was this. Is Jabril Peppers a Wink Martindale kind of player? Because Jabril Peppers, we played him at linebacker a lot. We played Jabril Peppers in the slot a lot. He was our box safety. So do we bring back Jabril Peppers? So what are we doing with Jabril Peppers? Like, is that a Wink Martindale type of dude? So, you know, this is an important question because we can't forget about Jabril Peppers. Because Jabril is from what Jay Willis is telling me, my Ravens expert in the building, my Ravens expert Jay Will. So from what my Ravens expert is telling me, we might need to bring back Jabril Peppers. Maybe we can get Jabril Peppers on the cheap on a prove it deal since he tore his ACL. Yeah, he tore his ACL, right? That was an ACL tear, right? So maybe we bring back Jabril Peppers on a prove it deal. Maybe. But here's the thing though. Everything I hear about Kyle Hamilton is he's a cover safety. Like everything I've heard about Kyle Hamilton is he's the ultimate cover safety. I didn't hear about him like being in the box and blitzing and doing all the other stuff. Everything I've heard about Kyle Hamilton is he's like the ultimate cover safety. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong, because most of my research so far, I've been looking at offensive linemen because I'm a Giants fan. And believe it or not, I've been looking at these quarterbacks. I've been looking a lot at these quarterbacks, man. Like I haven't really moved on to the defense yet. Like most of the film I've been watching, most of my preparation so far has been on offense. I'm gonna have my mock draft for y'all next week. Next week I'm gonna have my mock draft, but right now I've been doing most of my research been on offense. But for everything I heard about Kyle Hamilton is he's like the ultimate cover safety though. Oh, he tore his Achilles? Jesus, he tore his Achilles? Man, yeah, I don't know if we gonna bring back. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I don't know if we gonna bring back Jabril Peppers on a torn Achilles. Yeah, I don't know, bro. And y'all run. Yo, we need 17 more likes to get to 100, man. Help your boy out, man. We need 17 more likes, man. Help your boy out. We almost at 100 likes, man. Those likes mean the world to me, and they mean the world to every YouTuber. Just know the best thing you could do for a YouTuber outside of a super chat is hit that like button. Just letting y'all know that. Okay, I got conflicting reports on Kyle Hamilton. A couple people in the chat say Kyle Hamilton is Ed Reed, and then another person just fired back and said he shoots the gap and he's elite in run defense. So what is Kyle Hamilton? Is he Ed Reed or is he Ed Reed or is he Troy Polamalu? What are we talking about here? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Is Kyle Hamilton, is he Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu? What are we doing with Kyle Hamilton right now? Because I haven't watched any tape on Kyle Hamilton yet. I've been focused on offense. I've been looking at these offensive linemen. I've been looking at these quarterbacks. I've been focused on offense. I haven't really looked at any of the defense yet. I did look a little bit at Kayvon Thibodeaux. I looked at Kayvon Thibodeaux a little bit when I heard the rumors that the Giants, when Todd McShay said the Giants will take him at 5. I went and looked at Kayvon Thibodeaux, but for the most part, I've been looking at offense. And thank y'all for the 100 likes, man. We got over 100 likes, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all, it don't get no better than y'all, man. Y'all always hold your boy down. I appreciate that. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I gotta see Kyle Hamilton for myself. I gotta watch y'all. Ronnie Lott. So Kyle Hamilton is that good? Wait a minute. How good is Kyle Hamilton, bro? Dwayne Harris. I got my Redskin expert in the building. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. My commander, my commander expert in the building just says that Hamilton is the best safety prospect since Sean Taylor. So y'all saying he does everything then. So he's like a Brian Dawkins then. Because when I think of a safety to do everything, I think of like a Brian Dawkins type of safety or something like that. Because remember, Jim Johnson sent Brian Dawkins on a lot of blitzes. Brian Dawkins played the run. He played single high. I think of Troy Polamalu, Brian Dawkins. I think of stuff like that. I mean, well, dang, if Kyle Hamilton is that good, then my gosh. Yo, Kyle. Wait a minute. Yo, here's the all right. So let's talk about it, Giants fans. Let's talk about it for a second. We can only have one. It's pick number 5, right? We got Thibodeaux and we got Hamilton. What would you rather see? All right, Giants fans, let me ask y'all a question. I want to put a S for safety, put a D for D lineman. Would you rather see Azio Ojulari and Thibodeaux, or would you rather see Kyle Hamilton and Xavier McKinney? What would y'all want to see? Put an S for the safeties, put a D for the D lineman. Would you rather see Azio Ojulari and Thibs play together, or would you rather see Xavier McKinney and Kyle Hamilton play together? I'm like, what y'all want to see, man? Because y'all getting me excited about Kyle Hamilton, man. Y'all kind of getting me excited right now. I ain't know Kyle Hamilton was that good. Y'all getting me excited about Kyle Hamilton right now. Oh, y'all getting me excited about Kyle Hamilton. And we already know how good Xavier McKinney is. I don't know, bro. Xavier McKinney and Kyle Hamilton in the secondary right now looking kind of good. That sounded kind of good to me right now. Wait a minute. Don't forget we got Xavier McKinney, bro. Oh, man. Yes, I got to watch the Florida State game. I got to watch tape from the Florida State game. Woo! Yo, if Kyle Hamilton is this good and we pair him with Xavier McKinney, ooh-wee, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it, man. Hold on. I'm here for it. Shout out to Jay Will, man. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. He says, Peppers fits perfectly. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the guys picks his Sauce Garner or Derek Stingley, especially if you guys let Bradbury walk and Hamilton and Sean Taylor light. Really? Okay. I'm gonna have to look at those two dudes then. Sauce Garner and Derek Stingley. I'm gonna have to add them to my list of guys. Because I've been focused on offense. I haven't looked at defense that much. I've been focusing on offense. But I'm gonna be doing my defense. I'm gonna be looking at these defensive players over the weekend. I'm gonna be looking at defensive players over the weekend. Listen, if y'all get a Kyle Hamilton highlight reaction video this weekend, that means I'm hyped up. That means I'm hyped up. Don't be shocked, man. Don't even be shocked. Okay, so Stingley, Sauce Garner, Derek Stingley, some dudes you need to look out for. Okay. But remember, y'all, the only way the Giants are gonna trade back is if we trade the 5th pick. You gotta remember, whoever wants to trade back, you have to remember, whoever wants to trade with the Giants is gonna want to jump ahead of Carolina. They're not gonna trade for the 7th pick because Carolina wants a quarterback. So whoever trades up with the Giants is going to trade up to get the 5th pick so they can get ahead of Carolina. You feel me? They're going to trade for the 5th pick. If the Giants trade a first round pick, it's going to be the 5th pick. That's the one we're going to trade. All right. That's the one we're going to trade. We're not going to trade the 7th pick because nobody's going to want it. Nobody's going to want the 7th pick. Nobody's gonna want that because when you trade into the top 10, you're trading into the top 10 to get a quarterback. You're not trading into the top 10 to get a corner or an offensive lineman. You're trading into the top 10 to get it. Oh, what about that? What is it? What's that linebacker name? Oh man, from Georgia. What's that linebacker from Georgia? Oh my gosh, Ojubi or something like that. Don't Georgia got a next level linebacker that's coming out this year too? I could have. Am I tripping? Didn't Georgia have a monster linebacker who's supposed to be coming out this year? Ojabi or something like that? Ooh, I don't know, man. Look, I know we need offensive linemen, but if Joe Schoen frees up $40 million in cap, he could fix the offensive line in free agency. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So is Nakobe Dean? Nakobe Dean, that's the dude. Is that the stud linebacker that's supposed to go in the top 10? Okay, because all right. Because like I said, I got to look at defense. I've been looking at offense. I haven't started looking at defense that much. I've only really looked at offense so far. Okay, so Nakobe Dean must be the guy I'm talking about then. Devin Lloyd is good. Devin Lloyd. I heard Devin Lloyd's name a lot when we brought in Wink Martindale. When we first signed Wink Martindale, I heard a lot of people bring up Devin Lloyd. A lot of people started talking about Devin Lloyd when we signed Wink Martindale. I mean, look, if Jabril Peppers can come back, man, Jay Will says that Jabril Peppers, he fits Wink Martindale's system perfectly. So I mean, we gonna see, man. It's gonna be interesting. But you know what though? Wink Martindale is a blitzer. So if Wink Martindale's a blitzer, he might prefer Kyle Hamilton instead of Thibodeaux. Because when you're a blitzer, you're relying on your blitz schemes to get pass rush, not necessarily the edge rusher himself. Because remember, didn't the Ravens let oh my gosh, who's my man on the Patriots who used to be a Raven? Somebody help me out in the chat. I'm drawing a blank. Judon. Yes, Judon. I mean, the Patriots let not the Patriots. The Ravens let Matthew Judon go. So maybe Wink Martindale is more like, give me a secondary and I can create pressure with my blitz schemes. Because, I mean, why else would they let Matthew Judon go? So I mean, maybe we go Kyle Hamilton at 5 and not Matt and not Thibodeaux. Maybe we take Kyle Hamilton at 5. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like but you know what though? I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does because I don't think Joe Schoen is going to take a tackle at 5. The more and more Joe Schoen talks, and the more and more you look at what him and Brandon Bean did in Buffalo, I don't think he's taking a tackle at 5. Didn't Buffalo have the best pass rush in the league last year? Didn't Buffalo have the number 1 defense in the NFL last year? Now I know I'm right about that. Didn't Buffalo have the number 1 defense in the league last year? Maybe Joe Schoen might say, yo, I put Thibodeaux next to AZ Ojulari. I put Kyle Hamilton next to freaking Xavier McKinney. Maybe Joe Schoen is like, yo, maybe I could replicate what I created in Buffalo. Maybe that's what Joe Schoen is thinking. Didn't he have the number 1 defense in the league in Buffalo? He might be thinking that. That's listen. And the plot thickens. And the plot thickens. Maybe this dude Joe Schoen is like, you know what, bro? I got Galladay, I got Tony, I got Saquon, I got Daniel Jones, maybe, and I got Andrew Thomas. How about I fix this defense? How about I make this defense even better? And I'll sign an offensive lineman. I'll draft the right tackle in the second round. Maybe Joe Schoen thinks like that. Because let me ask y'all a question. Who we gonna take in the second round better than what edge rusher or safety we gonna take in the second round better than Hamilton or Thibodeaux? I mean, I'll tell you what, I get more excited about that defense. If we drafted Thibodeaux and Hamilton, I wouldn't shed a tear. I'll throw Joe Schoen a parade. I would throw Joe Schoen a parade. If we drafted Thibodeaux and Hamilton with the 5th and the 7th pick, I'll throw that man a parade. I'm not even capping right now. I'll throw that man a parade. Because you know what? We can sign offensive linemen in free agency, man. We can sign offensive linemen, bro. I'm just saying, bro, we can sign offensive linemen. Joe Schoen said he's going to free up $40 million in cap. If Joe Schoen is going to free up $40 million of cap, he can go sign some offensive linemen. He could sign offensive linemen in free agency. Ooh. We could take a mean right tackle in the second round. Who isn't Jansen? We got Jameson. We got Sharif. Bro. We got some good interior linemen coming in free agency. So let's hypothetically say he gets the center from the Buccaneers, or he gets the guard from Washington. Then we don't need to take an offensive lineman in the first round. We could take a right tackle in the second round. Listen, bro. The right tackle is not as important as the left tackle. It's not as important as the left tackle, bro. I could understand if we didn't have Andrew Thomas. If we didn't have Andrew Thomas, I understand. I get it. But we have Andrew Thomas. Do y'all really want to take a tackle with a right tackle with the 5th pick? Do y'all really want to take a right tackle with the 5th pick? That's the question I want to ask y'all. That's the question. Shout out to Jamil the King. Jamil says, we can't gamble with the line. The defense is fine. Check this out, bro. How is it gambling with the offensive line if we go sign Jansen from the Bucks? Isn't Jansen one of like the 5 best centers in the league? So let me ask you a question. Let's say if the Giants go get a stud guard, let's say the Giants go sign like 3 offensive linemen in free agency. All we got to do is just take a right tackle in the second or third round. I think you're not gambling. All right, here's the thing. Here's what I'm trying to say. Let me word this properly. Let me gather my thoughts. Here's what I'm trying to say. Let me say this perfectly clear. It's more of a gamble to draft offensive linemen than it is to sign proven veterans. Brandon Shreve is a Pro Bowl guard. Ryan Jansen is a Pro Bowl center. I know what I'm getting. If I go out and sign an offensive lineman from another team, I know what I'm getting. For all we know, one of these tackles can be the next Eric Flowers. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. So I would rather him get offensive linemen in free agency than gamble with the 5th pick and take a right tackle with the 5th pick. I'm just but here's the thing though. You build on your strength. You build on your strength. If our defense is already good, like think about this for a second. You got to think about this for a second. We already have Xavier McKinney. You throw in Kyle Hamilton. We go from good to elite at the safety position. We already have A.Z. Ojulari and Leonard Williams. You throw in Thibodeaux, we go from good to elite at the defensive line position. You'll get what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with fixing the defense. If he says, you know what, we're a good defense, but we could be great. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Any draft player can be a bust. Any draft player can be a bust. I get that. Any draft player can be a bust. But what's wrong with going from a good defense to a great defense? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I single-handedly watched Mekhi Parsons make that Dallas defense legit. Mekhi Parsons single-handedly made that Dallas defense legit. Antoine Winfield Jr. made that Buccaneers secondary legit. Let's keep it 100, man. Let's keep it 100 right now. Shout out to Jay Will. Remember, supporting Big Fish is supporting small businesses. Judon, Zadarius Smith, and Yannick all left Baltimore and had 10-plus sacks. Not one player had 10-plus sacks this time of Baltimore, but he had multiple all-pro corners and safeties. And that's another thing, too. Listen, all I know about Baltimore is this. They always had corners and safeties. Baltimore always had corners and safeties. They had Humphreys, they had Peters, they had not Sean Smith, Jesus, the big tall dude, Jimmy Smith. Yeah, they had 3 shutdown corners. We might be in a situation with Wink Martindale, where Wink Martindale says, I'm going to create pressure through blitzing, not necessarily through 4-man rushes. We might not need Thibodeaux. We might go Kyle Hamilton at 5. We might not need Thibodeaux. Jay Will, judging by Jay Wills, my Raven expert, shout out to my Raven expert, Jay Will. From what he's saying, Wink Martindale is more of a safety, more of a secondary guy than a defensive line guy. I mean, so maybe, just hypothetically, I don't know, maybe we don't need Thibodeaux. Maybe Wink Martindale doesn't want Thibodeaux. Maybe Wink Martindale would rather have a versatile secondary player than an edge rusher. But even still, I say we take Kyle Hamilton at 5 and take the best available offensive lineman at 7. We could take the best available offensive lineman at 7 and still take Kyle Hamilton at 5. Yo, can Kyle Hamilton cover tight ends? Yo, speaking of which, can Kyle Hamilton cover tight ends? Somebody in the chat help your boy out, because I haven't watched Kyle Hamilton yet. I'm still working on offense right now. I'm not looking at defensive tape until this weekend. I'll be focused on defensive tape all weekend. But does Kyle Hamilton cover? Does he cover tight ends? You know, and speaking of which, yo, the Giants need a tight end too, bro. I mean, let's not forget we're letting Evan Ingram go. Let's not forget we letting Evan Ingram go. So the Giants, we need a tight end too. Let's not forget the Giants need a tight end. Maybe we should go give Zach Ertz a contract. Zach Ertz is a free agent. Mike Gesicki's a free agent. I don't know because we do need a tight end. You can't forget we're letting Evan Ingram walk out, so we do need a tight end, bro. Shout out to Jamil the King, man. Didn't you say take 2 offensive linemen weeks ago? I did, but you know what, Jamil? Here's the thing. And shout out the freaking not Zay. Not Zay. The news is we getting deep into the draft. That's what the news is. The news is we really getting deep into the draft. So here's the thing. I said take 2 offensive linemen. But now I'm actually watching these players play. And what happens is once you start watching these players play, it's hard. I just fall in love with how good some of these players look, man. It's easy to say take 2 offensive linemen before you hear about Kyle Hamilton, you hear about Thibodeaux. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say that, and then you hear about these stud players, and it's like, you know what? You know what? I don't know. But here's the thing, though, Jamil. Joe Schoen just came out and said he wants the best available player. There's not a lineman in the draft better than Kyle Hamilton. There's not a lineman in the draft better than Kyle Hamilton. I feel like Joe Schoen is he's clearing the decks for Kyle Hamilton the 5 draft pick. I think he is. I think he's clearing the decks for Kyle Hamilton at 5, man. He really might be clearing the decks for Kyle Hamilton at 5. I think he is. It's probably going to be Thibodeaux or Hamilton at 5, man. I think he's clearing the decks. I wouldn't be shocked. Now that, listen, he specifically said, no, we're not. Listen, if we take an offensive lineman, I'll be happy. But we can't have that conversation until we see what he does in free agency. We got to see what he does in free agency, man. Everybody can say, yo, we need offensive line. We need offensive line. I know we need offensive line, but what if he takes care of the offensive line? And what if he takes care of the offensive line in free agency? What if he goes out and gets us 2 pretty good offensive line in free agency? So, like, it's just hard to have this conversation because I don't know what he's gonna do in free agency, man. That's the only thing I don't know, man. Like, if I know what he's gonna do in free agency, then we can have this conversation. Yeah, and exactly. Shout out to AB, bro. I'm not gonna talk about offensive linemen for 2 months. Y'all got me messed up. This is not the Giants channel you need to be subscribed to if you want to hear offensive line talk for 2 months. I'm not talking about offensive linemen for 2 months. I'm going to be talking about Kyle Hamilton. I'm going to be talking about Thibodeaux. I'm going to be talking about wide receivers. I'm not going to talk about some hog molly running over a defensive lineman on 2nd and 3rd power O plays. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for 2 months. I'm not doing that. I'm way more concerned with these linebackers and edge rushers and safeties and nah. Shout out to Lorenzo Hernandez. Lorenzo Hernandez says Kayvon / O lineman, then go tight end, linebacker, offensive line in the later rounds. See, but here's the thing though, we also need a wide receiver because Sterling Shepard ain't coming back. Sterling Shepard's not coming back. Darius Slayton's not coming back. John Ross isn't coming back. Pettis isn't coming back. We're going to lose like 4 wide receivers. So he's going to have to take a wide receiver as well. He's going to have to take a wide receiver. Like, don't think we're not taking a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. We're taking a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. please do not think we're not taking a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. We got to take a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. We're going to lose 4 wide receivers. Slayton ain't coming back. Shepard ain't coming back. Pettis ain't coming back. John Ross ain't coming back. We're going to need another receiver. So we can't sit here and act like we're not taking a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. One of those 3rd round picks is going to be a wide receiver. I'm telling you right now, one of those 3rd round picks is going to be a wide receiver. I promise you that. There's no way. Listen, let me tell y'all something. And I'm glad Lorenzo sent me that super chat. Lorenzo, you are aware we just hired an offensive coordinator as our head coach, right? Y'all are aware of that, right? We just hired an offensive coordinator as our head coach. If y'all think we not taking a wide receiver or a tight end in the first 3 rounds, y'all smoking. Y'all smoking. We have an offensive coordinator as our head coach. I promise you we getting a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. I promise you. Brian Dable is going to get a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. I promise you. Shout out to Brandon Bryce. Brandon Bryce says, "Hey Fisk, did you go after Peyton with Wills yet? I hope he feels better at." Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got on Peyton about the date in my Super Bowl stream. My it got the NFL took it down, but yeah, I definitely went after him in that Super Bowl stream. Yeah, yeah. I told him, yo, you come to Big Fisk, I could have solved your problems. I'm low key the love doctor. I'm a low key love doctor. I could have solved his problems, but he went to them instead. That's his fault. I ain't seen him since. I ain't seen Peyton Manning with Will since. But we do need a tight end, bro. You know what? We do need a tight end though. Huh. Yeah, we do need it. I mean, what round did he draft Dawson Knox? Didn't he take Dawson Knox in like the 6th round or something like that? Didn't Joe Schoen draft Dawson Knox in like the 6th round? I mean, because I think we need a wide, because I like Caden Smith. I kind of like Caden Smith, bro. Like, I wouldn't mind just letting Caden Smith have the starting job. I'm not against just letting Caden Smith start a tight end. I'm not against it. I'm really not against just letting Caden Smith start a tight end, man. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Shout out to Jarius Williamson. Jarius Williamson says, "Bro, we need middle linebacker. Blake can't cover and right tackle." You know what? I'll tell you what though. I don't think we're bringing Blake Martinez back. I think if Joe Schoen if Joe Schoen is gonna clean up $40 million in cap, we're not bringing back Blake Martinez. I think he's cutting Blake Martinez. I don't think he's bringing him back. So I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. We do need middle linebacker, but I mean, where are we taking the middle linebacker at? That's the question. Like, where are we gonna take him? I mean, I know we need a middle linebacker, but where are we gonna take him at? And this is why I think, you know what? This is why the more we talk about this, and you know what I like to do on these live streams is I like to open your mind and give y'all a different point of view. I like to give you all a different perspective. The more we have these conversations, the more I think he's going to buy an offensive line. I honestly think Joe Schoen is just going to buy an offensive line. I think he's going to get rid of Bradbury. He's going to get rid of freaking Blake Martinez. He's going to get rid of all our big contracts and just buy an offensive line. Like, the more I think about it, the more I think he's just going to buy an offensive line, bro. And I wouldn't be opposed to it either. I wouldn't be opposed to him just buying the offensive line. Somebody, wait a minute, hold on. My draft, NFL Network has us taking Devin Lloyd at 7. Some guy named DJ on NFL Network has the Giants taking Devin Lloyd at 7. Hmm. Hey, you know what? It's funny though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's funny because aren't we just talking about middle linebackers? Jarius Williams just super chatted me middle linebacker. And as soon as I turn to the NFL Network at the bottom of the screen, some guy named DJ from the NFL Network has the Giants taking Devin Lloyd at 7. That's funny. Yo, ain't that a coincidence? I mean, hey, man, look. And Joe Shane we trust, right? Because y'all are aware that middle linebacker is the most important position on the defense besides edge rusher. Because remember, the middle linebacker calls all the stats. I mean, the middle linebacker calls all the plays on defense. Your middle linebacker makes all the defensive play calls. So, I mean, hey, yo, that one guy, bro. How dare you say some of these other YouTubers are more realistic than Giants fans? No, Giants YouTubers just keep it real. If you That's the difference. If you really look at it realistically, Giants content creators are just more honest than the rest of these other content creators. You got these cowboy content creators out here really justifying Dak $40 million a year. You got Eagle content creators trying to tell us Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback. And you got Washington content creators out here trying to tell us that Jimmy G is the answer for next season in Washington. Don't sit here and disrespect us Giants content creators because we keep it real. You got Washington content creators talking about Jimmy G. Eagle content creators are trying to sell you Jalen Hurts. And Cowboy content creators really think Dak gonna win them a Super Bowl. So I don't want to hear nothing about Giants content creators being delusional. Giants content creators keep it a bean with you. Giants content creators are brutally honest. That's what separates the Giants content creators from the rest of these content creators. Giants content creators are brutally honest and don't mind bashing their own team. A lot of these other content creators out here be selling y'all lies, bro, and be selling y'all a whole bunch of lies. The only, bro, the only thing I sell y'all on that y'all might not believe is Daniel Jones. Other than Daniel Jones, I'm not selling you anything. Other than Daniel Jones, everything I say is 1,000% true. And even with Daniel Jones, I truly believe Daniel Jones is going to be a great quarterback. We've already seen Daniel Jones flash, bro. You don't throw 400 yards on accident. You don't have 18-point comebacks by accident. You don't have 5 touchdown overtime wins by accident. Daniel Jones has the potential. He just needs the coaching staff. He just needs the right coaching staff to get it out of him. Daniel Jones has the potential. He just needs the right coaching staff around him to get it out of him, bro. And don't tell me coaching don't matter, because look what Sean McVay did for Jared Goff. Look what Sean McVay did for Jared Goff. So don't tell me coaching don't matter. Shout out to Sweaty 4KT. Sweaty 4KT says, we drafted CJ Stroud next year. He's a beast. Who was CJ Stroud? I don't know who that is. Who was that? He not on my big board right now. Who was that? Man, yo, don't be talking about 2023, bro. I'm trying to get through 20. I'm trying to get through 2022. Don't be talking about 2023, bro. I ain't got time, bro. Don't be talking about 2023 draft picks, man. Yo, don't be talking about. Please, don't be talking about 2023 draft picks, bro. I'm like, come on, man. I hope the Giants aren't picking high enough to get one of those quarterbacks. How about that? To answer your super chat, Sweaty, I hope we're not picking high enough to get one of those quarterbacks. How about that? I hope the Giants win the division and go on a playoff run. How about that? I hope the Giants aren't in position to draft a quarterback next year. How about that? Wow, they got Linderbaum going 32nd to the Bengals. There's no way Linderbaum falls to 32nd. There's no way Linderbaum falls to 32nd, bro. Yo, NFL Network is bugging. There's no way Linderbaum is falling to the Bengals, son. There's no way in the world Linderbaum is falling to the Bengals. Yo, NFL Network is on some other shit. What in the world? Yo, who made that mock draft, bro? Yo, what's his name? Yeah, I need to know who made that mock draft. Linderbaum falling to 32nd, please. I need to know who made that mock draft. Nah, look, man. It's gonna be a long 2 months. It's gonna be a long 2 months. Like, no, it's gonna be a long month. Let me rephrase that. Whoa. Wait a minute. It's gonna be a long month because I think after free agency, we're gonna know who we're taking. I think we're gonna know who we're taking after free agency. We're gonna see. We're gonna know exactly who we're drafting at 5 after free agency. I guarantee you, we'll know who we're taking at 5 after free agency. We got to see what Joe Schoen does in free agency. If Joe Schoen goes and buys 2 offensive linemen, we're drafting Kyle Hamilton. I'm letting you know that now. We're taking Kyle Hamilton. If we're taking Hamilton or Thibodeaux, if he goes out there and buys 2 offensive linemen, because he's gonna free up $40 million in cap space. Like, Giants fans, stop saying we're in a bad cap situation. The Giants aren't in a bad cap situation. We haven't cut anybody yet. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me explain this. Let me break this down for y'all right quick. Let me break this down for y'all. All right. You know who's in a bad cap situation? Teams like the Saints, teams like the Packers. Those are bad cap situations. Teams like when you have to cut players just to get to the salary cap, you're in a bad spot. The Giants are going to be cutting players to free up salary space. There's a difference between freeing up salary cap space and trying to get salary cap space. There's teams in the NFL that have to cut like 15 players just to get 0. There's teams out there who have to cut 15 players just to afford draft picks. The Giants are trying to free up 40 million. There's teams that have to shave 40 million just to get above the cap. There's a difference. The Giants are not one of those teams that are like negative 40 million in cap space. It's not that bad, bro. I think Joe Schoen is going to get his 40 million, and I think he's going to go out there and buy some offensive linemen. Straight up. I think Joe Schoen is going to get his 40 million in cap and he's going to buy some offensive linemen. That's my prediction for free agency. I mean, Sharif is out there, Armstead's out there, Jansen's out there. There's some pretty good offensive linemen in free agency. I think Joe Schoen is going to free up 40 million in cap space just to go buy some offensive linemen. Straight up. That's my bold prediction. That's my bold prediction. I think the Giants. I think he's gonna buy an offensive line in free agency, and I think we're gonna take the best player available at 5. That could be Thibodeaux. That could be Hamilton. I think we go best player available at 5. I don't think he wants to take a right tackle with the 5th pick in the draft. I just don't think he does. I could be wrong, but nothing in Joe Schoen's history suggests that he's going to take a tackle with the 5th pick. Nothing in this man's history suggests he's taking a tackle with the 5th pick, bro. Trent Brown. Yeah, Trent Brown is another one. We could just put Trent Brown at right tackle. What y'all mean, bro? What y'all mean? Nah, man. Look, bro, check this out. Y'all check this out, son. We could fix the offensive line through free agency, man. If he has 40 million in cap space to play with during free agency, we can fix the offensive lineman in free agency, man. We're not gonna overthink this. I'm not overthinking this. We're not overthinking this. He's gonna sign 2 off. I guarantee you, he brings in 2 offensive linemen in free agency. I guarantee you he's bringing in 2 offensive linemen in free agency. I almost promise you that. I can promise you that he's going to do that. Because y'all got to understand, if he doesn't sign any offensive linemen during free agency, what are we going to do with the offensive line? Our first four draft picks can't be offensive linemen. He's got to go sign some free agents, and he's got to sign free agents on offensive linemen. He's got to. We have more needs. We can't go draft 4 brand new offensive linemen and expect them to all be starters. He's gonna have to bring in 2 or 3 free agent offensive linemen. There's no way around it. There's absolutely no way around it. He has to bring in 2 or 3 free agent offensive linemen. He's got to. Man, check this out. The Bengals is cheap. Never forget the Bengals are the cheapest team in the NFL. Everybody keeps saying the Bengals are going to sign this offensive lineman. The Bengals are going to sign. No. Never forget the Bengals are cheap. The Bengals are so cheap they squeak. Never assume that the Bengals are going to spend money. I don't know why y'all out here acting like the Bengals are going to be free agency players and the Bengals might do this and the Bengals ain't going to do nothing. Mike Brown or Paul Brown, whatever his name, Dave Brown, whatever. The owner of the Bengals is cheap. He cheap. He ain't spending no money. Stop the cap. Like, come on, man. Don't insult my intelligence. For real. Do not insult my intelligence. That's what y'all not gonna do on any Fist Vegas platform is insult my intelligence. Do not insult my intelligence by telling me the Bengals are gonna spend money in free agency. It ain't happening, bro. That man is cheap. He cheap. He ain't spending no money, bro. He probably, he's gonna trade Dexter. Wait a minute. I don't. What are we gonna do with Dexter Lawrence? I mean, he might. I don't know if he's gonna pick up that 5th-year option. He might trade Dexter Lawrence before he pick up that 5th-year option. Yeah, we might trade Dexter Lawrence. I'm gonna keep it a high. I don't know if he's gonna pick up that 5th-year option. I know he'll pick up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. Real quick, let's talk about this for a second. Every Daniel Jones hater, I want every Daniel Jones hater to look in the mirror and say this out loud. I want every Daniel Jones hater to say this out loud for 1 second. John Mara declines Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. Say it out loud. I want every Daniel Jones hater to say it out loud and tell me if they believe it. John Mara declines Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. Say it out loud and tell me if you believe it. Please say it out loud and tell me if you believe it. John Mara declines Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. Say it out loud. Say it 3 times like Beetlejuice and tell me if you believe it. No matter how you feel about Daniel Jones, you cannot tell me that John Mara is not picking up his 5th-year option. If y'all really think John Mara not picking up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option, you know nothing about the Giants. You haven't been paying attention. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You not paying attention. If y'all really think John Mara is not picking up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option, you know nothing about the Giants. Y'all are crazier than me thinking we were gonna have a black head coach and a black quarterback. If you think John Mara is gonna let Daniel Jones not get a 5th year, okay, please. Okay, sure. Good luck with that. Y'all call me crazy for thinking we was gonna get a black quarterback, and y'all don't think he gonna pick up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option? Sure. Good luck with that. He's picking up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. Please. Y'all gonna be sick. Y'all gonna be sick. He gonna pick up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. Y'all gonna be sick. Oh my gosh, yo, y'all gonna be mad. The Daniel Jones haters is gonna be mad. Oh, y'all gonna be hot because he picking up that 5th-year option. Y'all are nuts if you think he ain't picking up that 5th-year option. Y'all gonna be sick. Yo, y'all gonna be sick. Oh man, like I said, I think Daniel Jones is gonna be a Pro Bowler next year. That Josh Allen leap that we thought he was gonna take last year, I think that's the leap that Daniel Jones is gonna take this year. I think Daniel Jones, Josh Allen leap is gonna happen this year. I think his Josh Allen leap is coming, man. We got the Josh Allen coach. We got Josh Allen coach now. So why not believe in a Josh Allen leap? Like, come on, man. I think Daniel Jones is in good hands. I really do. I think Daniel Jones is in good hands. And we're gonna be lit. I think we're gonna be lit. Good times, man. Good times. Good times, man. Yo, you know what? All y'all haters, all you Daniel Jones haters, I can't wait. I cannot wait to burn. I can't wait to rub Daniel Jones in your face, bro. I can't wait to rub Daniel Jones. I'm closing the bandwagon. Y'all got till week 2. I'm being nice. I'm giving y'all till week 2 of the 2022 season to get on the Daniel Jones bandwagon. That one guy, you not allowed. Pest is not allowed. My co-host on my other podcast is not allowed. But I'm letting the rest of y'all got till week 2 to get on the bandwagon. You got till week 2 to get on the Daniel Jones bandwagon. I'm closing the bandwagon week 2. You got 2 weeks into the season to get on the bandwagon, bro. Giving y'all 2 weeks. Watch. He could be better than Josh Allen. Watch. Watch Daniel Jones stun on these hoes, man. But anyway, it's been real. I'm about to go ahead eat me some lunch. You know what I'm saying? It's been a beautiful stream. As always, this will be in podcast format. All right, so I will be putting this on my Bulletproof Giants podcast. Most of y'all should already be subscribed to. And thank you. I did sneeze. Thank you. Thank you for those of y'all who said bless you. Appreciate that. But yeah, I'm about to get ready to eat some lunch, man. I'm about to head on out. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing I wouldn't do out here, man. But we up out of here, man. Thanks for everybody who super chatted. Thanks for everybody who hit the like button. I appreciate that. We up out of here, though, man. Y'all be safe.